Anthony Davis has put in, quote, a lot of work this offseason, according to Frank Vogel. The Lakers head coach then took it a step further, as he said the all-star big man looks physically imposing. With LeBron and the Lakers gearing up for a title run, Vogel is certainly implying AD is ready to take on more of the load. So, Shannon, how much do you love that Vogel said this?
Love this. Love what I saw. Just got married the other day. Now his life is, oh, man, this is in here. Now he got a wife, got kid, got family to settle down, ain't no outside distractions. It's over. It's over.
Did you go to the wedding?
Nah, I ain't make it. As you know, I'm trying to work on my own thing, trying to get my own wedding in order. Yeah, look, I love this. I don't realize, I think some people do. AD should be what KD is. Skip, when you look at talent, a guy that can shoot the three, that can shoot the mid-range, can post, can handle the ball, put the ball on the floor, get to the rim, finally be going to make 85% of his free throws. That's what AD is. That's what AD should be. I demand AD says, I'm going to be the MVP this year. That's what he should be. 28, 10, 2.5, 3 blocks a night, 2 or 3 assists. That's what he should be. That's what he's capable of doing. I saw it in the playoffs. I saw it. I saw it in his first year in L.A. He was 26-9. I know what AD is. He just needs to be that on a nightly basis. And what AD has to understand is that for so long he was in New Orleans and nobody really gave a damn. Yep. AD can drop 50 one night and then come back and drop 20 and everybody cool with that. But you can't do that in the Lakers uniform because the bigs have been too good for too long. From Mike to Chamberlain to Kareem to Shaq to Powell to you now, the bigs got to be big. Nightly, on a nightly basis, you play for the Lakers. And that's what they expect. I expect Anthony Davis to look like he did in his first year with the Lakers. I expect him to play like he did in the playoffs for the Lakers. Y'all in trouble.
Who's y'all?
Anybody not named the Lakers.
Okay, is it my turn?
Your
Thank
turn.
you. When did Frank Vogel turn into Micah Parsons? Because that's how this came across, right?
You don't Frankie V.
Maybe it's the marriage thing. I didn't know anything about that. But here's the point. The other quote that really got me, just hit me right between the eyes is, and again, he's preaching to the choir because he's talking to Allie Clifton on Sports Spectrum, the Laker Network. Yeah. So he's full of himself and full of excitement for next year. Yeah. What wasn't last year could be next year, right? And he said once he took one look at AD and saw how he had buffed up and he'd been working on his own at home, this is the first time he actually laid eyes on him, he said he turned to his assistants and said, man, we're going to be really good. Yeah. That's Frankie V saying we're going to be really good.
Like 16, 22 good.
Or maybe I should call him Micah, because this is like Micah Parsons stuff, right? Really good?
Yes.
When has he ever said anything like that? Because this is the one coach in the NBA who works not to say anything because his team speaks for him. He tries to undercut the hype and the color and pageantry of the Los Angeles Lakers.
You undersell and over-deliver.
Right? Is that what he does?
That's what we do. But right now, Skip, we just can't contain this. The harvest is bountiful.
Okay, here's what I cannot get through my little tiny brain.
What?
Is that on a daily basis, I have to sit over and hear how LeBron James, the king, is the best player on the planet. Not Kevin Durant, not even Giannis. It's still LeBron James.
Okay.
Going into year, what are we into?
19.
30 years.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
It feels like 30. But going into year 19, Shannon Sharp across from me still says he's the best player on the planet. Yet, when Frankie V says he's imposing AD, all of a sudden, it sounds like Anthony Davis is more valuable than LeBron James.
See, there you go. See,
well, that's what you just said.
No.
You said he's going to be MVP.
I said I demand that he demands that from himself.
And as the
Skip, how can you say LeBron has always been physically imposing? Hell, when he walked in the gym at 18 years old, they said, this is a grown-ass man. He 18, he a kid.
I didn't hear Frankie V say, I saw LeBron on Instagram, and man, is he imposing.
When has LeBron not looked imposing? He's always been Karl Malone. Can't Karl Malone's body.
He's a little different now. He's got some love handles.
No, he got no love handles. Don't do that, Skip. No, don't try to do that.
I mean, you know, he drinks his wine, he smokes his cigars. He's aging gracefully.
No,
right?
But to be able to take that pounding, he don't need to be all ripped up like his uncle. put a little extra pounds on so you can handle that pounding. Because like he said, he might play the 4 a little bit more often than he played it in the past. So we need a little extra cushion. But don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry your pretty little head over there.
Okay, well, my little head is worried about who is the most valuable Laker right here, right now. I need to know from you.
Doesn't matter.
I need an answer. Is it LeBron or is it the suddenly imposing Anthony Davis? Who's the most valuable?
Doesn't matter, Skip.
Shannon Sharp says Anthony Davis.
Skip.
I heard MVP.
No, Skip, I said he should demand that. Look, when we tried out there, we can probably try out there. DJ, AD, Bron, Russ. I don't care who you put at the thing at the 2. Skip. That's how
Wayne Ellington.
That's how. Think about it, Skip.
It has come to this for the Lakers. Your 2 guards, Wayne Ellington, from Kobe Bryant to Wayne Ellington.
Skip, you make it seem like the Lakers always had. Look, they had B. Russ. So it was good. Don't you worry. Why you worried about that? Ain't nobody trying to beat Kobe. Ain't nobody can beat Kobe. Ain't nobody in the NBA. Ain't nobody else got a 2 guard that's Kobe.
You're the biggest Laker fan, and you're not even sure who the 2 guard is.
Skip.
Isn't that trouble?
No, it's not trouble. But see, when we have that big lineup, if you look at how they won the championship, how did they do? They pounded the Miami Heat. How did the Milwaukee Bucks?
The Miami Heat were the 5th seed in the East.
Okay.
They had lost Dragic, and they lost Bam in Game 1.
Okay, Milwaukee. They pounded Phoenix on the glass. Do you know the Lakers pounded Miami on the glass by a bigger margin than what? So with that being said, that's what you.
When there's no Bam, there's no hope.
Okay, but I'm just saying,
no chance.
We go big. That 3-point shooting. Oh, everybody, you need to shoot the 3. Shoot the 3. The last 2 NBA champions did not shoot the 3 very well. They were a big team. They played big, and they dominated the offensive glass. They dominated the glass, and they challenged things at the rim. Giannis wasn't giving up anything cheap. DJ, Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, you will not get anything cheap.
Well, I can tell you this. You are not going to be a high percentage 3-point team because you got LeBrick over there. I think he's at the 2 or 3. And you got Westbrook at the point guard. Yikes.
Layup.
Yeah. Layup?
Layup, dunks, mid-range.
Really? And furthermore, Frankie V, I'm looking at your roster and I'm saying, man, you're going to be really good, but you're going to be really new because how can you even predict? Because not only do you have a new point guard named Russell Westbrook, yikes, that's trouble in itself.
No, it ain't.
Well, he only led the league in turnovers.
That's
also assists, but turnovers.
Yeah, think about that.
Okay, and now you throw in Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah.
DJs and DeAndre Jordan, the reject of the Brooklyn Nets. They rejected him. You said, we got to have him. Trevor Ariza, once a Laker, now a Laker, but way past his prime, right? Wayne Ellington, aforementioned.
3-and-D guy.
Kent Bazemore and Malik Monk.
3-and-D.
New. How do you know how it's going to work?
Oh, look. That's why we go into Vegas for 3 days to put this plan of action and put this plan of action to work before we come to camp. So we'll have a great idea of how things work, how things are going to fit.
Team bonding in the club. Right?
There ain't no team bonding in the club.
That's what you're going to do.
What long we get that practice in? Are we going to get that practice in?
I doubt
Are we going to get that work in?
I don't know. Maybe for 15 or 20 minutes.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about what I do.
And then everybody can post a video. Look how we're putting that work.
Sweating. You know, look, I ain't even worried about that. They know what the stakes are, Skip. You always try to put us down.
We're going to be really good, said Frankie Micah V. Right?
So what are you expecting? What do you think expected? 42-40?
No.
I mean, okay then.
All I care about is the postseason, and that's when it will manifest
Okay, I want you to keep that energy.
Yes.
So when the Lakers lose,
I will have huge energy.
So when the Lakers lose a game in the regular season, I don't want to hear nothing about they lost. I can't believe lost to this because you don't care about anything but the postseason.
Except trends, you can see what's starting to happen.
Well, I guess where we're trending. Guess
Again,
what? We got a new invention coming out. We Apple. We got a new invention coming out, and the stock's climbing.
What do you want to bet that Russell Westbrook leads the Lakers in usage rate? Want to bet?
What do you want to bet the Lakers lead?
Every year it's always LeBron James, but this year he's going to have to defer to Russell Whirling Dervish.
How about this? How about we lead the West in victories? How about you want to bet on that?
I wouldn't bet against it. You well might.
Ain't no well might.
And then all of a sudden it's going to be showtime. quote unquote,
That's what
for
we do.
Russ
That's
in
what
the
we do.
postseason.
Word of
Because
Dervish.
he is the only born and raised Laker fan on this team. He is the one and only Laker fan, and he believes this is now his team, his moment, his time to shine. He's even got a Chopra doc coming out, right?
Oh, you got the Sun. Is
Yeah,
it
it's
the Sun?
the Sun.
Okay.
Gotham.
Skip, you do realize, I don't know how the term whirling dervish came to be bad. You do realize that these are turkeys, they're praying, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I wonder how that came to be a bad thing. I know it's unorthodox, and they can do this for hours. I wonder how. I can spin around like 2 times, and I'm drunk.
I know, but when you whirl and dervish on the basketball court, you turn ball over, and he leads the league in turnovers
He's
4 times second.
Like Chris Paul called himself the point guard. That's what he is.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, LeBron, the GOAT, as you say, quote unquote, always needs a scapegoat. And
Now,
now,
there you go.
now I'm wondering, is it going to be Russ or is it going to be AD? Because now you're putting AD on the hottest seat. You're saying he should be the MVP.
No, I said I want him to take that upon himself to say I want to be the MVP. I didn't say he should. I want him to have that. I want him to be like he was in New Orleans, where he was giving me 28 and 12. That's the kind of respect I want him to have.
Is he going to be the MVP?
Probably Giannis.
Probably
KD,
Giannis?
Yeah.
I thought you were all in on this
But
team.
Skip, I think it's really hard. Not to say it can't be done, but it's really hard. I mean, when's the last time you got to go back to LeBron in what, 2013? Got the MVP with a big 3? They normally like, hold on, bro, it's 3 of y'all. You should have numbers.
Well, you just said MVP to start this off.
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden you're back on Giannis.
But I want him to think that. I don't want him to like, I'm just a part. No, you the part. I want you to be thinking you the part.
Okay.
That's what I want him to think.
So he's going to think he's the MVP, but he's not going